This video contains audio content only. There are no visual elements or images accompanying the audio. If you're expecting to see video footage, please note that this is an intentional audio-only presentation. We recommend listening to this content rather than watching the screen. Thank you for your understanding and enjoy the audio. Welcome, language enthusiasts and world builders. Have you ever been captivated by the intricate languages of fictional worlds, like the melodic Elvish tongues of Middle-earth or the guttural Klingon from Star Trek? Perhaps you've wondered how these languages are created and what role they play in shaping our favorite stories. In this exploration of constructed languages, often called conlangs, we'll delve into the fascinating world of linguistic creation, uncovering the secrets behind these invented tongues and exploring their impact on storytelling, culture, and even our understanding of thought itself. We'll embark on a journey that spans from the ancient dream of a universal language to the vibrant online communities where conlangs are born and thrive today. Prepare to be amazed by the ingenuity and creativity of language creators, who craft intricate grammatical systems, rich vocabularies, and even cultural histories for their invented languages. We'll uncover the motivations behind conlanging, from the pure joy of creation to the desire to enhance storytelling and world building. This exploration will be accessible to everyone, regardless of your linguistic background. We'll break down complex concepts into easy-to-understand terms, using real-world examples and fascinating case studies to illustrate the power and potential of conlangs. Whether you're a seasoned linguist, an aspiring writer, a devoted fan of fantasy and science fiction, or simply curious about the nature of language, this journey will offer something for you. Get ready to discover how conlangs breathe life into fictional worlds, shaping the cultures, societies, and even the thought processes of their inhabitants. We'll explore how language and culture are intertwined, how a language's structure can reflect a society's values and history, and how even the absence of certain words can speak volumes about a culture's worldview. We'll also delve into the history of universal language projects, from Esperanto to Interlingua, examining the dream of a shared human tongue and the challenges of creating a language that transcends cultural boundaries. We'll explore how the internet has revolutionized conlanging, transforming it from a solitary pursuit into a vibrant, collaborative endeavor. And finally, we'll ponder the fascinating question of whether the language we speak shapes the way we think. We'll examine how conlangs, with their diverse structures and purposes, offer a unique lens through which to explore the relationship between language, thought, and our perception of the world. Chapter 1. Whispers of Creation: Building Worlds Through Language. Humans are natural storytellers, weaving narratives that transport us to different times and places. But what truly makes a fictional world believable? One powerful tool is the creation of a unique language, a constructed language, or conlang. Conlangs are not simply collections of exotic-sounding words. They are meticulously crafted systems of communication with their own grammar, vocabulary, and even a history. These linguistic blueprints shape the very foundations of a fictional society, offering a window into its culture, values, and worldview. Why embark on the intricate process of conlang creation? The motivations are as diverse as the languages themselves. For some, it is the pure joy of creation, the intellectual challenge of building a complex system from scratch. For others, conlanging is a form of artistic expression, a way to explore the boundless possibilities of language. But perhaps the most compelling reason is the power of conlangs to enhance storytelling and world-building. A conlang can imbue a fictional world with a depth and realism that transcends mere description. It's not just about naming things. It's about shaping how a fictional society perceives and interacts with the world. Consider the Dothraki language from George R.R. Martin's A Song of Ice and Fire series, brought to life by linguist David J. Peterson for the Game of Thrones television adaptation. The Dothraki, a fierce nomadic horse lord culture, have over 14 words for horse, reflecting the central role these animals play in their lives. This nuanced vocabulary instantly reveals a cultural obsession and dependence. Conversely, the absence of a word for thank you in Dothraki speaks volumes about their self-reliant and often brutal worldview. Such linguistic details paint a vivid picture of a culture, adding layers of meaning and authenticity to the narrative. The interplay between language and culture is a fundamental aspect of world building. A conlang's structure, vocabulary, and evolution can mirror a fictional society's values, history, environment, technology, and beliefs. For example, a language with a limited number of color terms, like Latin, might suggest a culture with a different visual perception or perhaps a different set of priorities than a culture with a more expansive color lexicon. Similarly, a language replete with kinship terms, such as those found in many indigenous Australian languages, could indicate a strong emphasis on family and social hierarchy, where intricate relationships dictate social interactions. The environment also leaves its mark on a conlang. A society living in a dense jungle might develop a language rich in words for different types of flora and fauna, reflecting their intimate knowledge of the natural world. Conversely, a desert-dwelling culture might have a vocabulary that emphasizes scarcity and survival. The vocabulary of interlingua, designed to facilitate scientific communication, draws heavily from Romance languages and emphasizes standardized terminology. Technological advancements can also drive linguistic change. A society that develops advanced technology might coin new words and grammatical structures to describe and discuss these innovations. For example, Klingon, the language of the Klingon Empire in the Star Trek universe, features vocabulary related to their specific technologies and weaponry, reflecting their warrior culture. Modern Hebrew, while not strictly a conlang, having been revived from ancient Hebrew, demonstrates how language adapts to technological change, incorporating new words and concepts as the society modernized. Beyond vocabulary, the very grammatical structure of a conlang can shape the narrative and the reader's understanding of the fictional world. A language with a complex system of verb tenses, like Ithkal, designed for maximum expressiveness, might indicate a culture deeply concerned with the nuances of time and causality. Ithkal's intricate morphology allows speakers to encode detailed information about the source of knowledge, the level of certainty, and the speaker's perspective, pushing the boundaries of linguistic structure. In contrast, a language with a simpler tense system, such as Toki Pona, with its focus on essential concepts, might reflect a more present-focused culture. Toki Pona's minimalist structure, with around 120 words, encourages speakers to communicate concisely and directly. Consider a language where the future tense is always formed with a mandatory marker indicating the speaker's level of confidence in the event occurring. This grammatical feature would not only influence how characters express themselves but also how the reader perceives the flow of time and the uncertainty inherent in future events. Or imagine a language where causality is explicitly marked in every sentence, highlighting the cause and effect relationships between actions. This structure could create a narrative where fate and destiny seem predetermined, contrasting sharply with a language where agency and free will are emphasized. The development of a conlang is a journey of linguistic and cultural exploration. It allows creators to delve into the intricate relationship between language and thought, shaping the very fabric of their fictional worlds. By carefully crafting the sounds, words, and rules of a conlang, creators breathe life into their fictional cultures, societies, and characters, inviting readers and viewers to immerse themselves in a truly believable and captivating narrative experience. The whispers of creation, uttered in the unique voice of a conlang, can transform a fictional world from a sketch into a vibrant tapestry of life and meaning. Chapter 2. When Art Imitates Life. Conlangs in Fiction and Fantasy. Conlangs, constructed languages meticulously crafted with their own unique grammar, vocabulary, and cultural influences, have become essential tools for adding depth and authenticity to fictional worlds. They move beyond simple linguistic window dressing, becoming integral to the narratives they inhabit, enriching character development and world building. Consider Klingon, the guttural language spoken by the Klingon warriors in the Star Trek universe. Created by linguist Mark Okrand, Klingon is far more than a collection of harsh sounds. It embodies the Klingon warrior ethos. The guttural sounds, created through the use of uvular consonants like q and chi, uncommon in many languages, immediately establish a sense of alienness and aggression. These sounds, combined with the OVS, object-verb-subject, sentence structure, a relatively rare typology in natural languages, create a distinctly non-human linguistic landscape. For example, the English sentence, I like you, becomes, in Klingon, Iha, bottled tlh ingen hold de jodala, *, you I like. This unusual word order emphasizes the object of the Klingons' affection, or aggression, before the subject, highlighting their focus on action and conquest. Words like bottle fight, and tlh Ingan whole, Klingon heart, further emphasize the warrior culture, while the existence of a Klingon language institute, complete with Klingon translations of Shakespeare, demonstrates the language's impact beyond the fictional universe. The Dothraki language, created by David J. Peterson for the Game of Thrones television series, based on George R.R. Martin's A Song of Ice and Fire novels, similarly reflects its speakers' nomadic warrior lifestyle. Peterson drew inspiration from a diverse range of languages, including Turkish, Russian, and Swahili, to create Dothraki's unique sound and structure. The language is rich in vocabulary related to horses, with over 14 distinct terms, reflecting the central role these animals play in Dothraki culture. Harazif Zor and Arak all denote different types of horses, reflecting the nuance and importance of these animals to the Dothraki. Words like lagic iron, and arak sword, highlight their martial prowess. The absence of words for common courtesies like thank you underscores their harsh, self-reliant culture, where strength and survival are paramount. This deliberate linguistic design choice adds another layer to the portrayal of the Dothraki, making them both fascinating and formidable. J.R.R. Tolkien, a linguist and author of The Lord of the Rings, considered his Elvish languages, Quenya and Sindarin, to be the true heart of his work. He didn't just create languages for his fictional world, he created a world for his languages. Quenya, the High Elven tongue, possesses a formal, almost liturgical quality, reflecting the ancient and noble lineage of the Noldor elves. Its complex grammar, influenced by Finnish, includes features like vowel harmony and consonant gradation, adding to its otherworldly beauty. Sindarin, the language of the Grey Elves, is more fluid and less formal than Quenya, reflecting the Grey Elves' closer connection to the natural world. Its structure, influenced by Welsh, gives it a lyrical quality, distinct from Quenya's more classical feel. The differing structures and histories of these languages, meticulously detailed by Tolkien, enhance the narrative by reflecting the distinct cultures and histories of the elven peoples who speak them. For example, the Quenya word Ellen Sila Lumen, Omentielvo a star shines on the hour of our meeting, showcases the language's elegant and poetic nature. James Cameron's Avatar introduced audiences to the Na'vi language, another example of a conlang deeply intertwined with its fictional culture. Developed by linguist Paul Frommer, Na'vi features ejectives, sounds produced by closing off the vocal tract and releasing a burst of air, which are relatively rare in human languages. These sounds contribute to the Na'vi's unique vocal quality, setting them apart from humans. The language also boasts a complex verb system, allowing speakers to express subtle nuances of action and intention. For example, the Na'vi verb taran can mean hunt, track, or pursue, depending on the context and the accompanying grammatical markers. This linguistic complexity reflects the Na'vi's deep connection to their environment and their sophisticated understanding of the natural world. Beyond these well-known examples, numerous other conlangs enrich the narratives of fiction and fantasy. Atlantean, from the television series Stargate Atlantis, serves as a common tongue for the diverse human populations living on Atlantis, facilitating communication and highlighting the shared history of these cultures. Trigetislang, from The 100, evolved from English over centuries of isolation, showcasing the impact of time and circumstance on language development. Its clipped phrases and altered pronunciation reflect the harsh realities of a post-apocalyptic world. Leiden was designed to express the perceptions of women, exploring the relationship between language and thought, and challenging the limitations of existing languages. Words like radii and non-holiday, a time when women are expected to work and celebrate others but receive no recognition themselves, reflect the language's feminist perspective. These examples, spanning diverse genres and narratives, highlight the power of conlangs to enhance storytelling and world building. They are not mere linguistic curiosities but vital components of the fictional worlds they inhabit. By creating unique languages, creators can craft believable cultures, develop complex characters, and immerse audiences in truly captivating narrative experiences. The specific words, grammatical structures, and linguistic features of these conlangs become more than just sounds and symbols. They become whispers of other worlds, drawing us deeper into the stories they tell. Chapter 3. The Dream of a Universal Tongue. From Babel to Esperanto and Beyond. The yearning for a universal language, a common tongue that unites humanity across geographical and cultural divides, is a recurring theme throughout history. The biblical narrative of the Tower of Babel, where a unified language was shattered into a multitude of tongues, serves as a potent symbol of this desire and its inherent challenges. But the dream of linguistic unity persists, fueling the creation of countless constructed languages, particularly those designed for international communication. This chapter delves into the rich history and nuances of these languages, exploring the social, political, and linguistic factors that motivated their creation and shaped their destinies. The desire for a universal language predates the Tower of Babel narrative. Ancient empires, with their vast territories and diverse populations, often employed a lingua franca, a common language for trade and administration. Aramaic, for example, served as the lingua franca of the Achaemenid Empire, facilitating communication across its vast expanse. In the Roman Empire, Latin played a similar role, its influence extending far beyond the empire's borders and shaping the development of the Romance languages. These historical examples demonstrate the practical need for a shared language in facilitating trade, governance, and cultural exchange. The rise of global trade and exploration in the 17th and 18th centuries further fueled the desire for a universal language. Scholars and philosophers envisioned a language that would transcend national boundaries and foster understanding among different peoples. John Wilkins, an English polymath, published An Essay Towards a Real Character and a Philosophical Language in 1668, proposing a universal language based on a hierarchical system of semantic categories. While Wilkins's language was never widely adopted, it represents an early attempt to create a language based on logical principles rather than historical or cultural factors. This concept of a rationally designed language would influence later conlang creators. The late 19th and early 20th centuries witnessed a surge in the creation of international auxiliary languages, IALs. This period of intense conlanging activity was driven by several factors, including the increasing interconnectedness of the world, the rise of international organizations, and a growing awareness of the practical difficulties posed by linguistic diversity. Among the most notable IALs of this era were Volapük, Esperanto, Edo, and Interlingua. Volapük, created by Johann Martin Schleyer in 1879, gained significant initial popularity. Its name, derived from world speak, reflects its ambitious goal of universal communication. Volapük's vocabulary drew heavily from English and German, but its grammar, featuring complex verb conjugations and noun declensions, proved challenging for many learners. By the late 1880s, Volapük's popularity began to decline, overshadowed by the emergence of a more accessible alternative, Esperanto. Esperanto, created by L. Zamenhof in 1887, quickly became the most successful IAL. Zamenhof, a Polish ophthalmologist, envisioned a language that would be easy to learn, politically neutral, and promote international harmony. Esperanto's vocabulary draws primarily from Romance and Germanic languages, with some influence from Slavic and other language families. Its grammar is regular and relatively simple, designed for rapid acquisition. Esperanto has been used in literature, music, film, and even radio broadcasts, demonstrating its versatility and cultural impact. The language has a vibrant global community, with speakers in over 120 countries. Edo, created in 1907, was a reform of Esperanto. Its creators sought to address some of Esperanto's perceived shortcomings, such as its use of diacritics and certain grammatical features. Edo adopted a more simplified vocabulary and a slightly different grammar, but it never achieved the widespread adoption of Esperanto. The split within the Esperanto community, however, further highlighted the challenges of achieving consensus in the quest for a universal language. Interlingua, developed by the International Auxiliary Language Association, IALA, in 1951, aim to be readily understandable by speakers of Romance languages. Unlike the a priori approach of Volapük and Esperanto, which involved creating vocabulary and grammar from scratch, Interlingua took an a posteriori approach, drawing its vocabulary and grammar from a control group of natural languages, primarily English, French, Spanish, Italian, and Portuguese. This approach made Interlingua remarkably easy for Romance language speakers to understand, but it also limited its appeal to speakers of other language families. The history of IALs is marked by both remarkable successes and inevitable failures. Esperanto, with its dedicated community and rich culture, demonstrates the potential of a constructed language to foster international communication and understanding. However, the limited adoption of Volapük, Edo, and Interlingua highlights the challenges faced by these languages. Linguistic complexity, cultural resistance to adopting a new language, and the lack of widespread political and institutional support have all contributed to the difficulties in achieving universal adoption. The quest for a universal language also finds expression in fictional narratives. The universal translator device in Star Trek, for example, allows characters to communicate seamlessly with alien species, reflecting the human desire to overcome linguistic barriers. In the novel, A Clockwork Orange, the fictional Nadsat language, a mix of Russian and English slang, serves to isolate and define a subculture. These fictional examples, while often fantastical, underscore the real-world fascination with the power of language to both unite and divide. The dream of a universal tongue, while elusive, persists. The history of constructed languages, from the philosophical languages of the 17th century to the IALs of the 20th century, reveals the ongoing human desire for a shared language, a tool for connection and understanding in an increasingly interconnected world. While these languages may not have achieved universal adoption, they represent a testament to human ingenuity and the enduring hope for a world where language is a bridge, not a barrier. They also reflect the complex relationship between language, culture, and identity, and the challenges of creating a truly universal form of communication. The story of these languages is a story of human ambition, creativity, and the ongoing pursuit of a dream that may never be fully realized, but continues to inspire. Chapter 4. The Language of Thought. Does our language shape how we think? The quest for a universal tongue, a language that bridges cultures and fosters understanding, has led to the creation of numerous constructed languages. But beyond their practical applications, these conlangs offer a unique lens through which to examine a more fundamental question. Does the language we speak shape the way we think? This is the heart of the Sapir-Whorf hypothesis, a fascinating idea that suggests a deep connection between language, thought, and our perception of the world. While the strong version of this hypothesis, which posits that language determines thought, has been largely dismissed, the weaker version, suggesting that language influences thought, remains a topic of debate. Fictional languages, with their diverse structures and purposes, provide fertile ground for exploring this complex relationship. Leyden serves as a compelling example of how a conlang can reflect and shape thought. Envisioned as a feminist language, it was designed to express the nuances of women's experiences, which were argued to be inadequately captured by English. The language includes words like *radii and non-holiday, a time when women are expected to work and celebrate others but receive no recognition themselves. Rashida, a woman's inability to express anger constructively due to social constraints, and with the act of speaking while also performing another activity, reflecting the multitasking often expected of women. These specific lexical choices highlight aspects of women's lives that were felt to be missing from mainstream discourse, demonstrating how language can be used to bring marginalized perspectives to the forefront. Leyden's structure further reinforces its feminist principles. It features a complex system of evidentials, grammatical markers that indicate the source of information, allowing speakers to distinguish between direct experience, hearsay, and inference. This emphasis on the source of knowledge aligns with feminist epistemology, which values diverse ways of knowing. Toki Pona stands in stark contrast to Leyden's complexity. This minimalist conlang, with its approximately 120 words, encourages a different way of thinking by forcing speakers to express complex ideas through combinations of simple concepts. For example, computer might be expressed as *ilo pi cetal and pi mea *, tool of black writing, or ilo pi toki pi mea asterisk, tool of dark communication, depending on the speaker's perspective. The word asterisk pi mea asterisk, meaning black or dark, is used because computer screens are often black or dark. Similarly, sadness might be expressed as asterisk a, bad feeling, or lasona alla, lack of knowledge, suggesting that sadness can stem from not understanding. This process of breaking down complex ideas into their core components can lead to a more nuanced understanding of the world and fosters creativity and communication. Toki Pona's limited vocabulary challenges the assumption that a language needs a vast lexicon to express complex thoughts, suggesting that meaning is often derived from context and the relationships between words. Beyond Leiden and Toki Pona, many other fictional languages demonstrate the intricate link between language and thought. Newspeak, from George Orwell's dystopian novel, 1984, offers a chilling example of how language can be used to restrict and control thought. Designed by the totalitarian regime of Oceania, Newspeak aims to eliminate dissent by reducing vocabulary and simplifying grammar. Words like thought crime, the act of thinking independently, and doublethink, the ability to hold two contradictory beliefs simultaneously, illustrate how language can be manipulated to enforce ideological conformity. By limiting the range of expressible thoughts, Newspeak seeks to create a society where rebellion is literally unthinkable. The party's slogan, "War is peace, freedom is slavery, ignorance is strength," epitomizes the distorted reality created by Newspeak's manipulation of language. Languages designed for fictional alien species often reflect vastly different sensory experiences and social structures, offering another perspective on the language-thought connection. The Na'vi language, created for the film Avatar, features ejectives, sounds produced by releasing a burst of air from the vocal tract, reflecting the Na'vi's unique physiology and their connection to the natural world. Their language also includes a complex system of verb conjugations that incorporates evidentiality, allowing speakers to specify the source and certainty of their knowledge. This linguistic feature reflects the Na'vi's emphasis on direct experience and their close relationship with their environment. Constructed languages can profoundly shape the thought processes and behaviors of fictional characters. Klingon, in the Star Trek universe, influences how Klingons perceive honor and battle. The language's emphasis on action and aggression, reflected in its vocabulary and grammar, reinforces their warrior culture. The frequent use of words like asterisk bottle asterisk, fight, and asterisk hegluma qaq jajvam asterisk, today is a good day to die, underscores their fierce and often brutal worldview. Speaking Klingon reinforces their cultural values, shaping their interactions and influencing their decisions in matters of honor and conflict. Imagine a language with no concept of past or future tenses. Characters speaking such a language might have a fundamentally different understanding of time, perhaps living entirely in the present moment. This linguistic constraint could influence their planning, decision-making, and their sense of personal identity. Their narratives might focus on immediate experiences, with less emphasis on historical events or future aspirations. These fictional scenarios, while hypothetical, provide valuable insights into the complex interplay between language, thought, and culture. They offer a testing ground for the Sapir-Whorf hypothesis, allowing us to explore how linguistic structures can shape our perception of the world, influence our behavior, and define our sense of self. While the strong version of the hypothesis remains controversial, these fictional examples suggest that language does play a significant role in shaping thought, even if it doesn't completely determine it. The Dothraki language, for instance, lacks a word for thank you, reflecting their fiercely independent and self-reliant culture. This absence doesn't prevent Dothraki speakers from feeling gratitude, but it does influence how they express it, often through actions rather than words. The study of conlangs, therefore, is not merely an academic exercise. It offers a powerful tool for exploring the nature of language itself and its profound impact on the human mind. By examining the diverse ways in which fictional languages reflect and shape the thought processes of their speakers, we gain a deeper appreciation for the intricate relationship between language, thought, culture, and the very essence of what it means to be human. Just as the biblical narrative of the Tower of Babel highlights the power of language to both unite and divide, These fictional languages offer a window into the diverse ways in which humans perceive and interact with the world, reminding us that language is not just a tool for communication, but a fundamental aspect of our shared humanity. Chapter 5. The Digital Babel: How the Internet is Changing Language Creation. The whispers of creation, once confined to the solitary notebooks of individual conlangers, now resonate across the digital landscape. The Internet has irrevocably transformed constructed language creation, turning it from a solitary pursuit into a vibrant, collaborative endeavor. Online communities, forums, and resources have sprung up, connecting conlangers from all corners of the globe, fostering a sense of community among these passionate language creators. The impact of online communities on conlanging is profound. Platforms like Reddit's conlangs serve as a central hub for discussion, knowledge sharing, and mutual support. Here, conlangers of all skill levels, from novices taking their first tentative steps to seasoned veterans with decades of experience, can connect, share ideas, ask questions, and receive feedback. A quick browse through the subreddit reveals a diverse range of posts, from detailed grammatical analyses to requests for help with pronunciation, from discussions of linguistic theory to the sharing of newly coined words. This constant exchange of information and ideas fosters a collaborative environment where conlangs can evolve and flourish. Many linguistics students emphasize the value of conlanging for aspiring linguists, noting that the knowledge gained from this hobby can significantly advance understanding of language systems. The community frequently shares examples of idioms in their conlangs, demonstrating how these online spaces facilitate the exploration of nuanced linguistic features and cultural expressions. Beyond Reddit, dedicated conlanging forums and websites provide specialized resources and discussions. These platforms host in-depth threads on topics ranging from phonology and morphology to syntax and semantics, offering a platform for conlangers to delve into the intricacies of language design. These online spaces not only facilitate the exchange of ideas but also foster a sense of camaraderie and shared purpose. Conlangers often collaborate on projects, sharing their expertise and offering constructive criticism, helping each other refine their languages and develop their skills. Digital tools have also revolutionized the conlanging process, streamlining tasks that once required painstaking manual effort. Spreadsheets and digital documents have become indispensable for vocabulary management. Conlangers use these tools to create detailed lexicons, organizing words by part of speech, semantic category, etymology, and other relevant information. This organized approach allows for easy searching, sorting, and analysis of vocabulary, facilitating the creation of consistent and well-structured languages. Word processors are essential for documenting grammar rules, writing example sentences, and crafting narratives in the conlang. Specialized conlanging software offers advanced features for generating words, exploring sound systems, and even creating entire dictionaries. The Internet has not only transformed language creation but also the way stories are told and worlds are built. Online role-playing games, RPGs, and virtual worlds often feature conlangs, providing immersive environments where players can interact with each other in invented tongues. In these digital spaces, conlangs become more than just tools for communication. They become integral parts of the game world, enhancing the sense of realism and player immersion. For example, in the massively multiplayer online role-playing game, MMORPG, EverQuest, players can communicate in the fictional languages of the various races and factions, adding depth to the game's lore and fostering a sense of community among players. Similarly, in virtual worlds like Second Life, users can create their own languages and cultures, shaping the very fabric of the digital environment. The collaborative nature of online platforms enables the co-creation of fictional worlds and their associated languages. Wikis, forums, and online writing platforms allow multiple users to contribute to the development of a shared world, crafting its history, geography, cultures, and languages. This collaborative world-building process often results in rich and intricate fictional universes, where conlangs play a crucial role in establishing the unique identity of different cultures and factions. This collaborative aspect is evident in the development of languages like Lojban, a logical language created by the Logical Language Group, showcasing how online platforms can facilitate group efforts in conlanging. The online conlanging community is a testament to the human passion for language, creativity, and collaboration. It's a digital Babel, a vibrant marketplace of ideas where individuals from diverse backgrounds come together to explore the infinite possibilities of human communication. The internet has empowered conlangers with tools and resources that were once unimaginable, enabling them to create languages of remarkable depth and complexity. It has also fostered a sense of community, connecting individuals who share a common passion and enabling them to collaborate on projects that transcend geographical boundaries. The story of online conlanging is a story of human ingenuity, creativity, and the enduring power of language to connect us, even in the digital realm. It's a story that continues to unfold, with each new post, each new language, each new world, adding another voice to the digital chorus. Chapter 6. Living Languages, Artificial Worlds, the Future of Conlangs. Constructed languages, or conlangs, are poised to become more than just linguistic experiments or tools for fictional world building. As technology advances and online communities flourish, conlangs are evolving, blurring the lines between artificial creation and organic growth, and opening up exciting possibilities for immersive storytelling and interactive narratives. The internet has already begun to shape conlang creation, fostering a collaborative environment where creators connect, share ideas, and contribute to each other's projects. Online platforms provide spaces for conlangers of all skill levels to discuss grammar, seek feedback on pronunciation, and even collaborate on new vocabulary. The educational value of conlanging has become increasingly apparent, as the practice deepens understanding of linguistics and potentially opens doors to further academic pursuits. This online interaction mirrors the organic evolution of natural languages, where communities of speakers shape the language through their daily usage and interactions. The development of modern Hebrew, while not strictly a conlang, offers a fascinating parallel to the potential evolution of a conlang once it gains a community of speakers. Modern Hebrew was revived from ancient Hebrew texts and adapted to the needs of a modern society. This involved not only reviving archaic vocabulary but also creating new words and grammatical structures to accommodate modern concepts and technologies. Similarly, a conlang, once adopted by a community, will inevitably evolve, adapting to the needs and preferences of its speakers. Just as modern Hebrew integrated new terms for computers and the internet, a conlang spoken in a virtual world might develop words for specific in-game actions, items, or social interactions. This organic evolution, driven by the community, transforms the conlang from a static creation into a living, breathing language. The case of families attempting to raise children with conlangs as native languages provides a glimpse into the potential for conlangs to become living languages within families and communities. While such attempts often face challenges, they highlight the dedication and passion within the conlanging community. Imagine a future where families within virtual worlds or online communities choose to raise their children speaking a conlang, passing it down through generations. This intergenerational transmission would mark a significant shift in the status of conlangs, solidifying their place as living languages, not just artificial creations. The evolution of Esperanto, the most widely spoken conlang, provides further evidence of this organic growth. Since its creation in 1887 by L. Zamenhof, Esperanto has undergone significant changes, both in its vocabulary and grammar. Modern editions of the *Fundamenta Krestermatio*, a collection of early Esperanto texts, require numerous footnotes to explain the differences between early and modern Esperanto usage. This evolution, driven by the Esperanto-speaking community, demonstrates how a conlang can adapt and change over time, just like a natural language. The future of conlangs in immersive storytelling is particularly exciting. Imagine video games where players not only hear characters speaking a conlang but can also learn and use it themselves to interact with the game world. This deeper level of engagement would transform the gaming experience, allowing players to immerse themselves in the fictional world in a way that is currently impossible. Instead of simply clicking through dialogue options, players could engage in actual conversations with non-player characters, NPCs, building relationships, gathering information, and even influencing the narrative through their linguistic choices. This interactive use of conlangs would blur the lines between player and character, creating a more dynamic and engaging storytelling experience. Conlangs could also play a crucial role in interactive narratives, where player choices directly impact the story's development and even the language itself. Imagine a game where the language spoken by a particular faction evolves based on the player's actions. If the player chooses to ally with this faction, their language might become more formal and sophisticated, reflecting their growing influence and power. Conversely, if the player chooses to oppose them, their language might become more fragmented and simplified, reflecting their decline and isolation. This dynamic evolution of language would add a new dimension to interactive storytelling, making the player's choices feel more meaningful and impactful. Consider a game set in a world where two warring factions speak different dialects of the same conlang. The player's actions could influence which dialect becomes dominant. If the player consistently supports one faction, their dialect might incorporate new words and grammatical structures, reflecting their growing power and influence, while the other dialect might fall into disuse, losing vocabulary and becoming more archaic. This linguistic shift would not only reflect the changing political landscape but also influence how the player interacts with each faction, potentially opening up new dialogue options or altering existing relationships. Another example of interactive language evolution could involve the introduction of new technologies or concepts. If the player introduces a new form of technology to a fictional society, their language might develop new words and phrases to describe and discuss this innovation. The way these new terms are integrated into the language could reflect the society's attitude towards the technology. If they embrace it, the new terms might become quickly and widely adopted, integrated seamlessly into everyday conversation. If they resist it, the new terms might be used with hesitation or even derision, reflecting their skepticism or fear. The potential for conlangs to become living languages within virtual worlds and online communities is already being realized. In virtual worlds like Second Life, users create their own languages and cultures, shaping the digital environment and their interactions within it. These languages, while often rudimentary, demonstrate the desire for unique forms of communication within online spaces. As virtual reality technology advances, creating even more immersive and interactive experiences, the potential for conlangs to flourish within these digital worlds will only grow. The Internet, with its vast resources and collaborative platforms, has democratized conlang creation. No longer is it a pursuit limited to academics and linguists. Anyone with an internet connection can access resources like the Language Construction Kit, learn about linguistic concepts, and connect with other conlangers. This accessibility has led to a surge in conlang creation, with countless new languages being developed and shared online. The community regularly showcases innovative approaches to language creation, from minimalist languages designed for specific purposes to complex linguistic systems that push the boundaries of human communication. The conlang flag, a symbol created by the conlanging community, represents the Tower of Babel against a rising sun, symbolizing the ambition and collaborative spirit of the conlanging community. This visual representation of a shared identity further strengthens the sense of community among conlangers, fostering collaboration and mutual support. The future of conlangs is inextricably linked to the evolution of technology and online communities. As virtual worlds become more immersive and interactive narratives become more sophisticated, the role of conlangs in these digital spaces will become increasingly important. Conlangs have the potential to transform storytelling, offering new levels of engagement and immersion, and blurring the lines between creator and consumer. The whispers of creation, once confined to the margins of language and literature, are now amplified by the digital landscape, promising a future where artificial worlds feel as real and vibrant as our own, and where the languages we speak shape not only our fictional experiences but also our understanding of language itself. Constructed languages, or conlangs, are far more than just whimsical creations for fictional worlds. They represent a powerful exploration of the very nature of language, its connection to culture and thought, and its potential to shape our understanding of the world. From the ancient dream of a universal language to the vibrant online communities where conlangs thrive today, the human fascination with language creation has persisted. The motivations behind conlanging are diverse, ranging from the pure joy of creation to the desire to enhance storytelling, explore linguistic possibilities, and even challenge societal norms. We've seen how conlangs like Klingon, Dothraki, and the Elvish languages of Middle-earth breathe life into fictional worlds, shaping the cultures, societies, and even the thought processes of their inhabitants. The structure of a language, its vocabulary, and even the absence of certain words, can reveal a culture's values, history, and worldview. The internet has revolutionized conlanging, transforming it from a solitary pursuit into a collaborative endeavor, fostering a digital Babel where creators connect, share ideas, and build languages together. Digital tools, from spreadsheets for vocabulary management to specialized software for generating words and exploring sound systems, have empowered conlangers with unprecedented creative control. The exploration of conlangs also raises profound questions about the relationship between language and thought. Languages like Latin and Toki Pona, with their unique structures and purposes, offer a lens through which to examine how language might influence our perception of the world. The potential for conlangs to become living languages, evolving organically within online communities and virtual worlds, is becoming increasingly real. The future of conlangs is intertwined with the evolution of technology and online communities, promising new levels of immersion in storytelling and interactive narratives. These findings highlight the dynamic interplay between language, culture, technology, and human creativity. They underscore the power of language to shape not only our fictional worlds but also our understanding of ourselves and the world around us. The study of conlangs offers valuable insights into the nature of communication, the evolution of language, and the potential for human ingenuity to create new forms of expression. The real-world applications of conlanging extend beyond fiction, offering potential for developing new tools for communication, education, and even cross-cultural understanding. The journey of conlanging is far from over. As technology continues to advance and online communities continue to flourish, the possibilities for language creation are boundless. We can anticipate even more sophisticated conlangs, integrated seamlessly into immersive virtual worlds and interactive narratives, blurring the lines between artificial and organic language development. This ongoing exploration of language has the potential to reshape our understanding of communication, creativity, and the very essence of what it means to be human. What are your thoughts on the future of conlangs? Do you have any experience with creating or learning a constructed language? Share your thoughts and questions in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more explorations of language, culture, and creativity. Suggest topics for future videos. We'd love to hear your ideas. Keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep the flame of curiosity burning bright. The world of language is vast and fascinating, and there's always something new to discover.